Welcome back, Hot Wheel collectors and diecast enthusiasts, to another episode of Curb's Garage. Got a nice little video for you today of Snake and Mongoose. I've done some of these videos before, but this is I just watched this movie. I suggest you watch it. It's free on YouTube. It's a good movie. It's autographed there by Snake, Don the Snake Prudhomme on the left, and the guy in the glasses is Tom Mongoose McEwen, who's since passed away. And this is their story and my collection combined in this video. So here's a little kind of a rare Mongoose and Snake coloring book. And we'll start off with these guys. Now these let's see, get them on there. So these are the rail dragsters. This is what they started racing before funny cars came out. And Snake had already had his name, Don the Snake Prudhomme, and he was very successful. He's got a number in racing, and at one of the races, McEwen, before he had Mongoose, beat Snake, and his manager or whatever said something in the neighborhood of Mongoose bites the snake, and that's how he got his name, Mongoose and the Snake. So that was their kind of little nicknames, how they got him. These are from 1971. They're rail dragsters, and got the black wall wheels on the back, and see the blue one there's got the wheelie bars, and so they can do wheelies. Front ends wheels a little jacked up. Gonna have to. They're very fragile, so gotta be very careful with that. It's even got the little racers inside of them. Up next, I'm gonna show you the sticking with the dragsters. The rear engine dragsters. This little canopy comes up like that. And these are from 1972. So you may be wondering how the Hot Wheels connection is. Well, when they were racing in the late 60s, early 70s, there wasn't a whole lot of money in racing. And here's that rear engine, what it looks like without the canopy. So there wasn't that much money, so they needed to come up with some kind of plan to make a little extra money. Well, Tom McEwen saw his kids playing with these Hot Wheels, and he thought, oh, you know what, his father-in-law worked as the Mattel lawyer. So he got him a meeting with Al Spear, and who was the president, I believe, at the time. And they met, and they came up with, actually Larry Wood was in the meeting, and he drew a sketch similar to those cartoons, I'm guessing, and it was on. So it was just Snake versus Mongoose, and they had a little tour where they went to all the drag tracks across the country, and they had their special cars made, red and yellow, and they also had matching transporters, which we'll get to in a little bit. All right, so here's a couple. These are pretty rare. Snake, Mongoose, dragsters. These are limited 8,000 editions. And you can flip them over. 1995. And these are actually collector numbers, and the collector numbers for the 90s. They're M and D Toys Limited. Tough to find. I have them in my collection, as you can tell. Let's see, what else do we got that we want to show? Oh, let's get to the originals. All right. So these are the two Hot Wheels that I don't know if I can get those to stay or not. So those are the two that it came up with, and for a long time I thought they were the exact same casting, and the reason why I thought that is actually at one point they were. I'll get to that, but first let's check out the differences. So in the front, you can see that the Barracuda, the yellow one, has that little CUDA thing in the grill, the little slash. And the Duster has the big wide square rectangle. And then look at the scoop on the bottom. It's shorter than the Duster on the right. And you flip it over. And then the lights on the Barracuda are smaller than the Mongoose. Also, if you open it up, you'll see that the snake has printed snake, and the Mongoose is printed Mongoose. Also, if you look at the bottom, there's a little rivet right there. What that rivet does, it holds on that engine. That changes later. It also comes with these black kind of like stands to hold the body up while they work on the engine. In 1973 is when they used the CUDA for the oh, excuse me, I messed up. This is the original from 1970. 1970. And then, yeah, so this is 1973. They took out the windshields, and they used the CUDA body for both. And if you find one that has a CUDA body and the windshield missing, Mongoose, that is, it's an ultra rare piece. This was fake. This is the Mongoose body that someone just took out the windshield. 1971, they released the Mongoose 2. This kind of metallic blue, and they, of course they have stickers before the tampos were around, but it's the same casting as the original Mongoose with the red line wheels. And in 1994, the Vintage series came out, and they released these in a bunch of different colors. This is these are all from the Vintage series, until I point out that it's not. Nice red. This is I think a darker red. believe these are the neon kind of reissue red line wheels. And then these things, of course, don't get caught buying and paying a lot of money, because the original Snake and Mongoose are worth a lot more than these. These are more of a, especially loose, I would say, in a pack, maybe $15, where the Mongoose and Snake loose are going to be between 25 and 30. Nice, beautiful pink. Another beautiful blue Spectra Flame. And if you look at the base on these, you see that there is no rivet. It's all one piece. That's also the way that you can tell it's not original. Doesn't have the rivet, and it also says vintage on it, and has the Hot Wheel flame. This enamel one here came from a Maverick versus Snake race set. And here's one with interesting. At one point, Hot Wheels decided that they were going to pull not 100% of the sponsorship, so they went with maybe half part of it, and so they had to get other sponsors. So Tom McEwen got Coca-Cola, which is a great sponsor. And then the funny thing is, if you look at it, there's also a gum sponsor on there. It says Carefree, which is, I think, Beech Nut. So those are sponsors that they got later on. Here's the McEwen number 2, Mongoose 2. Also from the vintage series. Alright, here's this is the Snake 2, the original Snake 2. Same body as the yellow one I showed earlier. The Cuda. And this came out in 1971. Mongoose versus Snake packaging. Let's see what we got here. So 1974, they used the casting as the top eliminator in the Flying Colors series. And it doesn't look like there's an engine, but I don't see any interior as far as like a seat. And that goes. It does open up like the other ones, but there's no, unless this one's missing it. Then they 1978. They also kept the name of the top eliminator, and this was for the drag strippers. There's a couple of variations. This one is the rare one. It has the AC logo in the rear panel. Hemi Holler. That was 1978 to 1983. They have the Radical Racer. This was just the main line in 83. The same casting. It's got a tan little cage there. Black wall wheels. Also in 1983, there was the Speed machines, which were like the Keystone Light to Coors Light, or Busch to Budweiser. Just kind of generic, no logos, no Hot Wheels anywhere on them. They're just kind of enamel paints, very basic, just cost saving, sold cheaper. So, but this is a pretty rare. These are rare to find. Wish didn't have that chip out of there, but this is still probably a pretty rare, expensive find. Here's a snake from the vintage series. Beautiful yellow. Here's a green, candy apple green Spectre Flame. Here's the Coca-Cola variation, just like the Mongoose. That's from 1994. Here's the Mongoose 2, also from the vintage series, 1994. And then, I'm going to move this, even though I got it finally set perfect, out of the way. A minute, show you. There's a nice Hall of Fame pack that I got, 2-pack. You can look closely, they're both chrome. Got the Mongoose and the snake. There it is. So that's a pretty neat little pack that I got. I did that because I have some Hall of Fame loose ones. Here's the snake in chrome. It's got rubber tires on them. There's the Mongoose, black. Let's see here. We do got something special here. Review one more time. Let's show you the this is the JCPenney's 24 karat gold set. Got the Cuda on the left, the Mongoose on the right. That's how it came. Beautiful display. got a couple of the transporters. So this is how they kind of drove around during that time. There's the Mongoose. And there's the snake. We got both those. Of course, we got the snake 2. And let's see what we got here. Here's the... It's going to go a little bit longer than 20 minutes, so I hope you guys are fans of this. This is 2021. This was... what is this one? This is... Looks like it's one of the ones that went on the transporter. Or no, this is, I know what this is. This one was part of the 2-piece set. There's a 2-piece set, snake and mongoose. These are the 2 cars from that. Very cool cars. This is from the drag strip Demons. It's the Mongoose 2. Okay, we're getting close to the end. All right, Nick, we're gonna move you over here for right now. I'm just gonna show you some. Here's another Hall of Fame. That's what the packaging looks like. This is the Army, and this is from Racing Action Platinum series. Pretty cool. Alright, here's a custom Volkswagen Bug. Of course, there's got to be a snake variation. Speaking of customs, we got a 55 gasser snake and a 55 gasser mongoose. We got from Johnny Lightning microbus. This is from the 2023 Super Convention, snake in yellow. Of course, we got the Mongoose in red. Super stoked on those. And then they got some slot cars from Auto World. This is from Legends Quarter Mile. Not that I have a slot car, but I just thought these were cool. Ridiculously priced. Hobby Lobby, $19.99, but I like them. There's Don Snake Perdomo in black. And then these are some kind of fancy, what's it, color wheels. Red wheels. This is Mongoose. And here's the snake. So there's the slot cars from Auto World, and then the last couple of pieces I want to show you, and this will be the end of it, is a Corvette. And this is so in all their racing, Snake actually won quite a bit more than the Mongoose. But in 1978, Nationals in Indianapolis, Snake had won 75, 76, 77, all three in a row, and he went 78. Him and it wasn't the Snake and Mongoose show. It was they actually ended up being in the finals together, competing all the way to where they ended up being in the final, and just weeks before that race, Tom McCune's son passed away. I can't remember what he had. Some horrible thing like leukemia or something like that, and his son always just wanted him to beat the Snake, and he did. And these are the two cars that raced that race, and yeah, that's the end of the movie. You'll see these two cars in the beginning of the movie, and you'll see them at the end of the movie where, not to be a spoiler, but where Tom McCune wins. But I suggest watching it. It's awesome. Fast Friends, Arch Rivals. Snake and Mongoose, based on a true story. Go watch it. Enjoy your Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed this Snake and Mongoose show, and appreciate you guys. Peace out.